keep this in around 45 minutes. Grab a pen and paper and we'll get rocking and rolling. As always, I don't need to introduce you, Dave, but I mean, everybody knows. Dave Moorman, the CEO of HSBC, the founder, and then obviously Jackson Blackburn, our head coach here, Mount Baker Window Cleaning, Upflip Video if you don't know who he is. And I guess Dave, do you want to explain kind of like you're seeing this, you logged on to this, everybody, like home service business coach. It's like, okay, that's pretty self-explanatory. We help home service business owners grow their business through lead flow issues, hiring, knowledge, these type of things. Dave, why don't you explain kind of, I would love to hear kind of the why, the mission, why the heck do we do what we do?
Yeah, 100%. So 96% of home service business owners, guys, have not brought their business up to systemization where they're, close to $1 million, have manager in place. So we really exist to help the little guy and the little girl entrepreneur that have a big dream. And they're like, hey, I want to figure out how to run an effective home service business. So we exist for all of you on this call doing 50, 100, 200K a year. And you're bashing your head against the wall, figuring out, how do we build a team? How do we price our jobs? How do we win more jobs? And so HSBC was really born out of that need to want to help people. And as long as I've had service businesses, I've been pretty good at getting off the truck and building the back end of the business. And so I thought, rather than keep just doing this for myself, why don't I actually teach what I'm doing to people across the world? So doesn't matter if you find yourself with a pressure washing wand, a squeegee, a paintbrush, cutting grass, you're doing drywall. We don't care what your technical skill is. We care where your business skills are, and we exist for education to help you run an effective business. So that's it, Landon, in a nutshell.
Yeah, I love that. Love that. Thank you for sharing. I guess we'll wait for a couple more minutes. If everybody could go ahead and mute themselves, that would be phenomenal. Let's get that as well too. Beautiful. Everybody's muted. Yeah, and again, I just want to open it up with our goal. As some of you, as there's new people joining, our goal with this webinar is to give business owners the tools they need to build their brand online without spending a fortune to achieve this. Okay, that is the ultimate goal here. Okay, so I'm going to dive into it now. We'll touch on something at the end. We have a little cool something to give away to at the end, so stay tuned, everybody. But if you've been around us last month and a half or so, or watched our webinar last month, we talked about how do we effectively market our home service businesses offline. So your flyers, yard signs, and if you haven't watched that, highly recommend, as one plays in with the other, right? It's like you have a piece of toast, you have to put at least butter or peanut butter on it in order for it to be good, right? It's the same with this online, offline marketing, okay? We have to have one plays in with the other, okay? We're going to talk about buzzwords like SEO, social media, GMB, Google My Business, kind of all these buzzwords associated with building your brand. Goal with this, guys and gals, we got to break some of your beliefs. The amount of people I've spoken to that think SEO is going to save their entire business online is it's going to help. Like, don't get me wrong, it's going to help, but it's not going to get you to where we want to go. Okay. There's been a lot of misdirection, a lot of fallacies, a lot of confusion when it comes to building your presence online, right? And again, if you're like hundreds of clients that we've had in the thousands that we've helped coached, questions in your mind are popping up like, should I hire an agency, an ad agency? If only I could figure out a Google or Facebook ads, that would help solve my lead flow problems, which again, a lot of you on this call or have experienced, I assume. If I just continue to post on social media, on these Facebook groups and pages, I'll have people reaching out to me to book these jobs. Or the other one, nobody has time to leave me a Google review. Like, you kind of get my point here. If you've had any of these thoughts, you consider yourself in a good position, and again, like, give yourself a pat on the back for finding yourself here today, because it's absolutely vital, regardless of where we're located, Canada, US, UK, Australia, to understand how to build an effective presence online. Okay. But the vast majority, 99% of business owners don't have an idea of where the heck to start, meaning we're going to have this feast and famine. We're going to struggle in this vicious hamster wheel of we're feasting, we're getting a bunch of leads. We're not really asking the question of where they're coming from, but it doesn't matter because we're eating right now. We're 2 to 3 weeks, a month and a half out. It's awesome. It's great. Got a big commercial job. And then what happens after? We stop marketing because we're so busy working in the business. We forget to work on the business. And then we're have no work. We maybe have a couple jobs, or we're sitting on our butts wondering what the heck we're supposed to do, right? This is what we want to solve. This is again why we are in business, and that's to help solve these problems. That's why we're so passionate about talking about these different ways. How can we market your business online? Okay, so Dave, Jackson, I'm going to pass it off to you. I'll overview our three topics, and then Dave, I'll let you kick it off.
Yeah.
Our three big things that we're going to cover: Google reviews and your GMB page, because they're absolutely vital in today's society. If you don't believe me, look up food near me. The new restaurant you're going to try has probably 4.5 or higher with over 150 minimum reviews. You're going to try that. Google My Business, absolutely vital. Number two, a professional high converting website, the benefits of that. And lastly, number three, social media. And we're going to talk about a specific strategy that you heard of before, but you probably aren't doing correctly, and you probably aren't even doing to begin with. So Dave, man, we had such a great time, all three of us putting this together. I'll let you kick it off, and we got rocking and rolling.
Beauty. Great intro, Landon. Welcome, everybody. And congrats, first of all, just being here. This is a totally free webinar we put on because, again, we're passionate about helping people like you get off the truck and build a business that can exist for more freedom and more income for yourself. So we put our heads together as coaches and said, hey, guys, what's the one thing that our members are struggling with, right? And that really comes down to lead generation. And so it's very easy to come on this webinar and tell you guys, oh, you want more leads? Well, go do paid ads and just end this thing, right? We're going to assume that you guys aren't sitting on thousands and thousands and thousands that you can invest into paid ads. Okay. So this is what we're going to teach on today, next 40 minutes, the top 3 ways to market your home service business online. But here's the kicker. We're not investing a dime on paid advertising. And so we're going to walk you through today how to do that effectively. Okay. Before we dive in, again, Landon introed us. You got myself, Dave Mormon. We got Jackson's our head coach here at HSBC, and Landon is our growth advisor. We are part of the team here at Home Service Business Coach. And here's just a nice picture of our community where we had our members fly up to Vancouver in January with their winter coats. It actually wasn't that cold. But we were able to hang out for 3 days, and we've got our next summit coming up for members only, going on this next January. So if you want more info on that, we'll have a link to Landon's calendar at the end of this call. You can kind of see what the heck are 27 dudes doing here in Vancouver, taking pictures. So you can get some more details on that. All right, let's dive in, guys. Get ready to take notes. So your first one you may have heard referred to, like Landon said, buzzword is a GMB profile, okay? Google My Business. And so when you are posting on Instagram or Facebook or LinkedIn, whatever you're posting on for social, we want to just make sure that you don't forget about your Google My Business profile. You can see on this screenshot here, there's an area where I can add photos. And so if you just Google your business name and Google My Business, it will come up to a dashboard where you can get logged in and you can add photos to your profile. So again, if you're putting up Christmas lights or cleaning out someone's gutters, or you just got a new wrap on your van, or you're having even lunch with another home service business owner, I don't really care what it is. Tell Google, tell your page that, hey, this page is active and there's pictures popping up here and this person is busy. You're going to also see a picture of a satellite view of a street view of where your office actually is located. That's going to be another picture right here. And so you want to get the post going. How often should I be posting, Dave? Ideally every day, but at least every week you should be posting updates, telling Google's what's going on. I'll tell you, a lot of your competition is not doing that. Okay. We'll get to reviews in just a second, and I'm going to pass it off to Coach Jackson. You can see I screenshotted Revive's GMB, and I also screenshotted here Jackson's GMB. So you can see between the two of us, 2 really good ratings, almost 5.0 in our case. And combined, we're looking at almost 900 reviews between the two of us. And so we're going to get in that first strategy, posting on GMB. I got it, Dave. We can do that. Let's actually talk about, in this first way, how do we actually go about getting Google reviews? So I'm going to bring on my compadre, Jackson, to unmute. And Jackson, you're so good at this, man. How do you go about getting, let's just go back here, guys, 443 reviews? How do you, let's just phrase the question. How do you get more reviews than Revive in a less amount of time? How do you do that?
Well, it all starts, I think you go back to when you're training your technicians, right? They're a huge part of it. It's not just the way that you automate a certain system to ask for reviews. You can't just plug and play a software like NiceJob in your business and expect to start raking in reviews. You need to train your employees in a certain way where they're really bought into getting reviews. They're incentivized to do it. They want to do it. And then you can go and plug in a software like NiceJob or a similar review software, and you can watch those reviews start to pile in. But it all starts with training. And if your technicians aren't bought in, then you're not really going to do a good job of getting reviews, even if you are an amazing company doing amazing work. And so just to give you guys a couple gold nuggets here on how to get reviews, one thing that we do is we incentivize our technicians, right? So that means if a 5-star review comes in from a job that they were on, we're going to give them a bonus for $10, right? So right off the bat there, our technicians want to do a good job for that client, which is great. All right. And then they're getting $10 if on that job, they're getting a review. If their name is included in that review, that means that they were more personable with that homeowner and with that client. They're going to get a $20 bonus for that review. We want our technicians to be personable and be striking up conversations because we want to be making long-lasting relationships with our clients. So if they know our technician's name, boom, that means that they did an awesome job at creating a relationship that's memorable with them. So incentivizing is the first big thing, right? Secondly, we need to be bringing up that review a couple times along the way here. So when our technicians get to someone's home, as they're doing a walk around, they're explaining, hey, we're going to be cleaning this area. We're going to be washing the roof over here. We're going to be taking care of this for you. As they're going around, they're going to jokingly say, hey, like, it's just our job today to do a really great work for you so that we'll actually earn a 5-star review at the end of this. It's very lighthearted. It's not a hard ask. They're kind of just throwing it in there and making our client aware that at the end they might be asking for a review. The second thing that these technicians are going to do at the end of the job, they're walking around with the client. They're saying, hey, how does this look? They're doing their final walk around, making sure that our client's really happy with the work. And when they say, hey, you guys did a great job, our technicians are going to go, hey, awesome. Great to hear that. It was great working for you today. By the way, would you mind if when we get back to the office, we send you a link to write us a review because our company will actually tip us on your behalf. So they actually let the client know that like us, the company is going to tip them on their behalf. People love tipping when the money isn't theirs, believe it or not. So that's a really good little hack to get people to write a review. So we have 2 touch points with the client when our technicians are at their place actually asking for a review.
Yep.
Third thing there is when you link up with a software like NiceJob or something similar. When we close out that job, it's automatically, boom, going to send that client a link to write us a Google review. Or it might land on NiceJob, which is fine because we can still use that on our website. Obviously, we like Google reviews more because they hold the most weight. And when we send that, again, it's going to say, hey, we're going to tip our guys on your behalf for a well-written review. Everyone likes tipping without their money. And I'll tell you right now, I had run this business when I had NiceJob running. I didn't have a system for my technicians to ask for reviews. I didn't have the system of incentivizing. I didn't have the system of letting our clients know that we're actually going to tip on their behalf. Once I implemented all 3 of those things, our reviews started going through the roof. And if we have a new client it's a 1 in 3 chance that we're going to get a review from them. And
Wow.
I'm not personally going out there and asking for them as the CEO of my business. So this is completely on autopilot at this point, which is really, really nice. I don't need to worry about it. As long as our crews are going out, we're getting jobs. I know that we'll be stacking reviews.
Wow. You said the word system a lot, Jackson. I was just like music to my ears. So super cool. Let's play devil's advocate. I'm going to go back a slide, Jackson, and put you on the spot. You got 443 when we made this presentation. So you're telling me your guys go out today, let's say both your techs get their names mentioned, you would pay them each $20 a review. Is that right?
Exactly. Yes. That would be $40 cost on our end.
Okay. So the business owner listening, tight on money right now, Jackson, you're paying, you know, for every 100 reviews, you might have to pay up to $4,000 to your techs. Like that just sounds unreasonable. Can you dispel maybe that myth, or how you did the mental gymnastics of like getting out of your own way and actually letting your tech succeed? Because I know you tell me about your guys, how well taken care of they are. So I'd just love to hear you for a minute before we get into website. Again, business owners getting in their own way. Jackson, 4K for 100 reviews, it sounds like it could be a lot.
Yeah, well, here's the thought process behind that. At least in the exterior cleaning business and a lot of the industries that y'all might be in here. When people need your service, they're looking up on Google, right? They're going to look up on Google, electricians, my area, pressure washing, my area, window cleaning in my area. And so when you're able to jump ahead of your competition in reviews, you're going to start ending up in the map pack. And if people see, hey, these guys have the most reviews and also they're the highest reviewed, well, then it's a pretty obvious thing that they're gonna ask you at least for a quote. Maybe they won't necessarily go with you. Hopefully they will, but they're gonna at least ask for a quote. So it's an easy way to start driving leads to your business by just having more reviews than everyone else. And especially as we progress into this new consumer era, people really trust reviews more so, or actually just as much as a family or friend. Some people even trust them more than a family or friend, especially when you can have 400, 500 of these 5-star reviews. It's a pretty obvious choice that you're going to want to get at least a quote from that business.
100%, man. And guys, like, you guys all know how valuable real estate is, right? Maybe you own your home, you want to own your home, you want to grow this business to buy your home, live the American dream. It's all good, well and dandy. Before you actually own real estate, how about owning some digital real estate and owning those eyeballs that actually search and query for your stuff, right? If I started a sushi restaurant today with Jackson and Landon, you better believe we're setting up a GMB 6 months ago for Dave, Landon, and Jackson's sushi shop. It's maybe a dumb example, but a lot of you guys are just dropping the ball when it comes to ranking in your area. So I would be really making this a keen focus. If you're not sitting on a lot of money to pay to get to the top, try get there organically over time. It took me almost to the month, 3 years with Revive to get into that map packs Jackson's talking about, is the top 3 to 5 businesses that rank when your services get searched. And I just think it's something that you can't microwave a solution for. Jackson's been at it 3, 4, 5 years. Revive, we're turning 7 years in May next year. It takes time to slow cook this thing, but if you can take the gold nuggets Jackson said, program your team and start like really baking this into the culture of your team, that we are Mount Baker, we are Revive, we do great work, we make happy clients, and we generate Google reviews, and we're top rated, and that's just what we do. You better believe you're going to see that investment on the back end in your brand build, in the social proof. And really, guys, this is, I think, some of the best marketing dollars you can spend. Load your techs up with $4,000. I love that. I'll pay $4,000 for 100 Google reviews as long as that 4K goes to my team. Whole lot nicer than paying ABC marketing company that's promised you the moon.
Absolutely. And lastly, one more thing on here of just how powerful this is. You know, if we were to go turn off all forms of advertising tomorrow, we'd still be collecting 150 leads a month from how strong our GMB is. Yeah. So if there ever comes a time to evaluate your business or to sell it, well, guess what? Me, Mount Baker Window Cleaning, we don't have yearly contracts written out with our clients. It's going to be difficult to sell that, right? Well, Not really, because we have such a strong GMB that drives so many leads to our business every single month. Now we're putting a pretty big price tag on that because it's taken years and years and years to build up that GMB profile to get it to where it is.
A smart entrepreneur once asked me on the spot in Nashville when I'm on stage, what would I value my GMB at? And I said 200K, maybe more, because I did the math Jackson said, 3 to 5 calls a day, 30 days a month. And I know I'm going to convert on 45% of those calls. That's just kind of the math you have to do. So if you stay top ranking and you own your digital real estate, that's something that holds value, much like vans and equipment in a client list. We have a phone number. We'll get to number 2 at the website, and then we got our Google reviews. So guys, we can't overemphasize the importance, excuse me. And we want to give you some strategies of how we can make this better. So hopefully super good for number 1. We all good for number 2? Landon, you got anything else on?
Yeah. Good stuff, Dave. Good stuff. I think with, again, Google My Business, like, guys, as we work through these things, we're not talking about like revolutionary, groundbreaking secret sauce, magic formula that we've discovered and we're coveted. And like, that's just not how it works. You all have access to go out and get Google reviews and to actually build your GMB. But the thousands of websites that I've personally looked at, and we'll touch on websites in a second, I'm always looking up GMB as well too. And I'm seeing your ranking, or I'm not. That's your hint. One of the fastest ways to grow a GMB page is get more reviews. Okay, one plays in with the other, just like that food example. And you guys are paying $2,000, $1,000 a month to an SEO company to help your website rank, which we'll touch on in a second. It's just like, guys, let's just stop that cost and let's just pivot to just get more reviews, which overall, to Jackson's point and today's point, if you want to sell this sucker, you got digital real estate. An SEO agency you're spending $1,000 a month on is not going to help you do that.
Yeah.
Okay. So I guess we'll transition. I've mentioned website quite a few times. I'll open on this. When I'm looking at a website, guys, do you see that right beside home? It's about. I go instantaneously to there on every single website that I look at. I go right to the About Us. And 99% of the time is claiming how we are the best washers in the industry. We're the best at this. We're the best at the work. We'll clean your patio like no tomorrow. That's good, but I want you to notice the differencing of wording here. Bellingham, highest rated and most reviewed exterior cleaners. It's not Bellingham's best pressure washer or best exterior cleaners. Do you notice the subtle language change? Guys, nobody cares that you're so-called the best because you're claiming to be the best, and nobody's really, it's so focused on the company where as we go through Mount Baker, it's all centered around the customer. It's all centered around like the highest rated and most reviewed is screaming other people have used their service, right? We'll instantly add value to your home. Oh, that helps me as the homeowner. Okay, that's just one big thing. And as Dave and Jackson works through this, I really wanted to touch on, nobody cares how good you are. They care about what they're going to get out of it. And isn't that what we all do as human beings? So sorry to rant on there, but Dave, Jackson, I'll kick it off to you guys and we'll rip through this.
Super good. I'm going to give the dials to Jackson. It's his site. He had it built, and we've got about 4 slides here, guys, just to walk through a few key points. So I'll advance the slides and we'll let Jackson take you through this mini session.
Cool. Okay. The first thing that you guys can see here on my website is that I've got clear call to actions. And so if you want a really high converting site, let's say that you've been getting all these Google reviews, maybe you're doing some PPC, and you're getting traffic to your site. Well, what's the next step? You can't just drive traffic to your site and expect to start raking in money. You need your site to be built out to convert really high. How do we convert really high? we put a lot of call to actions around the site. So actually, if you were to go on my site right now, these aren't the only two get a fast quote buttons. As you continue to scroll down through some other information, and we're going to go through a little bit of it right now, you will see more of these. We probably have about 7 just on the first page before you reach the bottom. So it's very easy for people to get in contact with us. You need to make your service very easy to get a hold of. It's just the name of the game right now, guys. People are paying for convenience in everything that we do. We're getting DoorDash to our house. We're calling Ubers. We're buying things with one click of a button off of Amazon. We need to do the same with our home service business, make it very easy for you to actually be able to service your client. They don't want to put in a ton of footwork here to try and get you on the phone, get someone to their house just to get a quote, just to wait 4 weeks for that truck to come. They want it now. And so the quicker that we can make that process, the easier we can make the process, the more that we're going to win as business owners.
So good, man. It's guys, it's frictionless, Jackson's saying, right? And an affluent client that has money, they want to buy back their time and they want a frictionless experience, right? And so that's what we're talking about, making business deadly easy. Super good. Call to actions. We'll keep going here.
Awesome. And then another thing that we are trying to do, and I actually want to do a better job of this year. We're probably going to revamp a little bit of our website, is we want to decommodify what we're doing. You know, there are a lot of companies in Bellingham and all over, the country here in the States doing what we do. Pressure washing, soft washing, gutter cleaning, window cleaning. And so if you want to charge a premium rate for what you do, you want to have a good conversion ratio, and you ultimately want to service lots of clients, you need to separate your brand, your company from everyone else in the area. And it can be very difficult to do that, especially when we're looking in my, field of work in exterior cleaning. You're going to probably have someone come do a similar process when they actually get to your house and end up maybe with similar results. So what can we separate along the way? Is it the way that our office manager handles the phone calls? Is it the way that we get you scheduled? Is it the fact that we pay our guys more? Are they going to be happier when they get to your place? Do we have hundreds of 5-star reviews? Are we involved in the community? Do you see us around helping in community projects? Do we have any guarantees? Are there any warranties on the work? And so it's your job to decommodify your service in the way of separating yourself from everyone else, right? Maybe they're going to end up with a clean, whoever they hire, they're going to end up with a clean roof. But what happens in between them first contacting you and ending up with that clean roof? And people pay for that difference. People really do pay for that difference, especially the more affluent clients. So figure out a way to separate yourself and let people know that. You want to seem so good that it's hard for your clients to say no to you, right? Because they're like, wow, these guys are the obvious choice. They are so professional. Why would I hire that guy who didn't pick up the phone 2 times, took 3 days to get back to me, and had to schedule me 5 weeks out? They want to go for the service that is easy and that has all of these accolades, right? Every single one of these is a badge that we can wear and that we can show off to our potential clients. And we're going to go over these things when we're in person as well and let people know, hey, if you get a couple bids, this is what makes us different, right?
Yeah.
So it's a great way to represent your brand.
So good, Jackson. Guys, I'll tell you a story back to 2018. Before I really knew my numbers, I basically came out and built Revive all around the premise of charging $65 an hour per technician and didn't really have a budget and just was, young and hungry. My mentor actually told me once we dug into my numbers, we ended up raising our rates from $65 an hour per tech to $125 an hour per tech. Okay. Window cleaning, gutter cleaning, pressure washing. This is 4 years ago. And we're still somewhere around that pricing today. But he told me a quote I'll never forget. He said, Dave, just so you know, price is largely irrelevant in the face of value. Okay. Price is irrelevant in the face of value. Now, that doesn't mean people are going to pay $9,000 to soft wash their house when their other quotes are, $500 to $1,000. But it does mean what I've learned is people will pay 30 to 40% more. That's where we try price above the other quotes. So if I'm a homeowner, I get a quote for 400, one for 500, and Revive comes in at 750 or 800. It's more for sure, but it comes to this list Jackson has. Okay, what am I getting with this? Okay, I get a guarantee. My technicians have been fully trained. They're all background checked. I get the nice brand. They give to clean water. They're top rated on Google. I was really vibing with the office manager on the phone. I just have a better feeling about them coming to my home. To an affluent homeowner, that's worth investing an extra $300 or $400 for a project. The problem in our trade, we build our price books as if we are the customers right now. Non-homeowners, non-high income earners, that's a problem. So we go out, customer says no, well, we'll take 100 off. We'll take 100 off. No, you're building it all wrong. Jackson and I have chose to build our brands to service the premium affluent upper clients, to be among the top rated and to charge for that so we can run a profitable business. So just to kind of echo a few things, a lot of head trash in trades all around pricing. You might need to rebuild your price book with yourself not in mind, and you might have a bit of an aha moment that I did. Goodness me, we need to not raise our prices 10 or 20%. We raised them 100% in 2018 to 2019.
And Dave, I'll touch on that as well too. And I absolutely love that. Where pricing and our websites look like and our GMB looks like we're the one consuming the product at the end of the day, right? Guys, with this, and this is such a common thing that comes up in selling, and I'm not going to go off topic here, with the guys that I've coached and helped them with sales. No way, no, somebody's going to pay this. And I'm like, okay, cool. I just want you to do this. Let's say if we go to 65 to 125, I just want you to do it with 3 people and see what happens. Each and every single time they're like, it worked. They booked. It's not that they got scripts better, or it's not this or that. It's that it all starts with the mindset. And if you're dealing with affluent homeowners, you'll be surprised at how much more they're willing to spend simply from the brand that you are representing and giving off through a really well crafted and professional website. So I just wanted to touch that point. Don't let this stop you from what's around and what is possible.
100%. Jackson, let's keep going. Talk about the feel of your site, and some of this social proof here is amazing.
Yeah, so this is something that we call social proof, right? We're talking about these reviews earlier and how they attach to your GMB, but we can also put them on our website. Great way to get people feeling like these are happening in real time. There's also a nice job widget that you can put into your website, which is great because as people are scrolling through your site, it's actually going to populate a review every maybe 15, 30 seconds that say, hey, Michelle just left us, a 5-star review, and they keep popping up. So definitely have reviews on your site for people to see. They want to know what the neighbors are saying. Maybe they didn't see your reviews, they ended up on your site, skipping past that. This is a great way to let people know. And you can pick some of the best ones, right? So you're not worried about people scrolling through everything there and maybe seeing that bad 1-star or a couple 2-stars. You can literally pick and choose what you're putting on here. So definitely include the reviews on your website. People want to know. And if I didn't mention this before, guys, the trust level in reviews is only going up and up and up and up. It's only on, in an upwards trend. And so it's such a long-term amazing strategy for your business to start collecting reviews, because people will only keep trusting them more and more and more. And just think about this, guys. Anyone that is around 20 to 30, we've been growing up in a very technological age, right? Our social skills are declining. We're less and less talking to friends and family and getting advice for them on what to do. Everything is almost online. And I think there's a crazy statistic that over 90%, it might actually be 99% of people before buying something online are going to read a Google, like at least a few reviews. And another number are gonna look for the high, some are gonna look for the low. But you need to have a good foundation of these reviews because the level of trust in these is only going up. And so when you think about that, the 20 and 30-year-olds that I was just talking about, that are looking at these, well, guess what? They're buying homes soon. They're getting to that age to start buying homes. They're not asking their neighbor necessarily, hey, like, who did you hire for this? They don't even talk to their neighbor. They're too busy on their phone. So they're going to go online and say, hey, pressure washing, Bellingham, Washington. They're going to look through, oh, this company's got the most reviews and they're the highest rated, calling them. So just,
Yeah.
easy strategy, and it's just going to be more and more important. So if you put in work to it right now, it's going to pay off heaps in a few years.
Yeah, so good. I'll do, guys, one quick mental model just to frame it up before we hit the last one here. If you think about your business right now, let's say you're doing 100 grand a year of gutter cleaning, let's just say for fun. I would go out on a limb and say you're actually better almost foregoing that money and collecting like 300 Google reviews this year and making that the focus and getting top rated. That's going to be more important than you hitting 100K in gutter cleaning. Like, I'd almost rather you do 65K in gutter cleaning, do less, but the ones you do, make them raving fans, get your Google reviews to stick, build these systems like Jackson talked about initially. I think a lot of you are chasing the wrong scoreboard in this business, just revenue, grow. How about doing what you're doing and actually do it better and more effectively? Because again, if we talk in 3 years in 2026, those of you that actually take what we're teaching on this webinar and you're at, 61 reviews right now, and you come on in 3 years and you're at 450 and you're dominating, you can thank us in 3 years later, because that's going to be better and higher value than you just chasing revenue. Before Jackson hits the last one, guys, this is interactive. Just put a 1 in the chat right now if you are loving the value right now on the free webinar. We want to see a bunch of 1s come in. Pump up Jackson for this last point. He's gonna hit it. Jackson, take us away on the last slide here for the website.
Okay, and so just like we were talking about before, we got some buzzwords in here for people, right? So these are words for Google to help you rank in SEO, and they're also for your clients as well. So we see highest quality roof cleaning, 100% satisfaction, the best roof cleaning, risk-free, no easier way, 3-step process. These are all helping people and Google to help you stay busy, right? So potential clients are going to see this. That's going to get in their head, man, these guys look so easy to do business with. They've got this 3-step process to get a quote. Boom. It sounds like it's going to be automatic. And then Google is also reading this stuff too and saying, oh, hey, just on one page here, they've got roof cleaning, quality, roof cleaning, quality. That's what we want to rank for, right? So it's all helping us with clients and with Google. So put these kind of buzzwords and sentences, scatter them around your website. If you can, it's only going to help you.
Man, I love here too. You got another call to action here, guys, and a call to action, just like Jackson said, they're literally littered all over his website that you can't miss it. And then, on some of them, there's even a corresponding phone number. I just wanted to point that out as well, how well that site is built, and there's call to actions everywhere. You can't miss it. Because again, guys, let's say you get 100 visitors on your site. What's the difference of 2 of them filling out a request form versus like 5 or 6 of them? If you could 3x the conversion on the website every day, could dramatically change your business. That's why Jackson, Landon, and I get so fired up about coaching you guys. Sometimes it just takes 1 or 2 key shifts. You could save or make thousands more per month. And so it's just like simple shifts. I want you guys looking for the gold nuggets here that we're giving you.
Totally.
Landon, anything before we wrap, or even Jackson on website before we get into third and final strategy?
I want to make this and touch on this point. I open up a website and I can pretty much tell you how your business is doing by looking at your website. And it's just, again, I've looked at thousands now and I've talked to thousands of y'all. And there's no difference that the guys who have invested in a properly done website with proper call to actions, I'm not even talking crazy SEO. They actually have pictures. Here's a newsflash that is going to hit some of you hard. Nobody cares about your wrap truck. They care about you in front of your wrap truck. That's going to hit some of you hard. You love to flex your equipment. Nobody really cares that you got a sweet trailer. They care how sweet are you as the owner or your team, right? That might hit some of you hard, but we really need to really focus. And this is a plug we don't get any money for. Go with 180 sites, really affordable rates per month. And honestly, they're beating either you doing it yourself or you going and paying a marketing agency and they're doing SEO and they're also the website, but then you stop their services and then you don't know what happens to your website. Like,
Yeah.
just remove the headache, own the friggin' website. That's what I would add. Jackson, anything else there, man? Anything you want to touch on?
Man, I would just say your website, I didn't really get a chance to convey this, and we could get deeper into this, if you join the program and want to chat with me one-on-one. But your website is one of the best ways to convey your brand to your potential clients. And it's the way that you market on the website. It's the way that you talk to your clients. It's the way that you identify and position yourself on your site. So it's really like a palette for you to express your brand in the exact way that you want your clients to view it as. And so it's a pretty complex topic, but if I see you in the program, you want to chat about that, we can talk until the cows go home about that.
Love it.
I love that. Sweet.
Guys, you may have heard the quote, how you do anything's how you do everything. And that's what Landon and Jackson are getting at. Like, your website is the initial gateway into your brand. And then you get a business owner like Jackson. He's switched on. He's got systems, great team. He's even rocking the Mount Baker swag today. Like, that's really where you want to get to with your business is the website's really like a pathway and an open doorway inside your business. So, Landon just talks to so many people. It's very indicative on how you're running your business. So, I could put someone on the spot right now and I won't in the webinar. Grab a random name. Tell me your business. I Google it. I read your Google reviews and 30 seconds of homework on your website. I could probably gauge you 0 to 10, like how switched on you are as a business owner. And that's why we really exist, guys, to look at sites and GMBs. This is generously a 3 out of 10. Do you think in the next 9 months together, we can move you up to a 7, 8? That's really what we want to do. We want to see you guys win. That's why we do content like this 100% for free.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
Totally.
Number 3, guys, last but not least, I'm going to get into, we're going to split this point into 2 strategies. I'm going to take the first one. Jackson's going to take the second one. So this will be what's called our Facebook group strategy. Okay. Feel free to take a picture of the screen, by the way, too. One of my best friends professionally is actually my virtual assistant, and she makes up wonderful graphics like these because I love branding and creatives, but I do not love doing branding and creatives because I'm not good at it. And so we get our team pictures done every year in June, line the trucks up, get a picture of our team. So we constantly have good branded pictures. Okay. Now in this one, we did a $250 giveaway on our exterior cleaning services. And we went and posted this inside some local groups to do a giveaway. And for people to be eligible, guys, this stuff works. They have to like the post and they tag a friend who can benefit from a clean home. Okay. If you have a painting business, I'd probably crank this up, maybe $500 towards a paint job. You're going to land a 5K job. You give someone $500 off for getting shares around. Okay. We used to see, people would go and share your stuff. Now, in our economy, people are a little bit marketed to pretty heavy. Excuse me. So we want to be cautious of that. So we found getting a like and then just tagging a friend has worked really good. So you can drop this post on your business page and then personally share it into these different neighborhood groups you're in. I'm not talking about sharing this in the Pressure Washing Business Owner Facebook group. You're sharing this in the neighborhood groups where your ideal clients would be. And we'll run giveaways annually where we're giving away some of our services at our trade shows. We give away $1,000 of free cleaning as well. So get comfortable, guys, giving away some of your services because it's an exchange for getting eyeballs and getting what I call comment trains. And I've showed you 2 here, Clay. This is just a post. You can rip off my verbiage. This is from a few years ago. Hello, neighbors. This is when we launched Christmas lights, right? Revive's doing lights, not a single client. So what am I doing? I'm literally taking this is my house here. We did as a training house, took a picture of my house with the Christmas lights, and I dropped it in this neighborhood group. That's how we got our first few jobs as well as our washing clients. I said our Revive team is hanging Christmas lights and checking them twice. If you're looking for great service on lighting up your home, feel free to PM me, or I think it says Seymour. I think I also said maybe comment below, you know, me if you want to get a quote. And that was our first few quotes. And here's another one from Verley here. Can anyone recommend a pressure washing, gutter cleaning, window washing outfit for our house in Ocean Park? 37 comments. I was one of the first. Revive will get you a quote. Client, I agree, they're great. John, you guys do a great job. Revive is amazing. And Ryan had one that's covered up with the image, but he said, this is a competitor. I'll be honest. If I didn't own New Again Cleaning, I'd say Dave Mormon is great and his crew are highly trained and you can't go wrong with Revive. So even getting competitors saying, I have a company, but I also recommend Revive, it just speaks to branding yourself well in the neighborhood, and also online digitally. So if I'm going on Facebook, I'm personally not running Facebook ads. I'm popping off in these Facebook groups, building brand authority, neighborhood groups. If you've got a wife, a girlfriend, a missus, get into those local mommy groups as well. Tens of thousands of people in these. Throw up a nice special, guys. 30 minutes of your brain on Canva with a picture can build something pretty sweet like this. And again, you'll thank our team later. It's a great idea, Dave. I've never thought about that. Or maybe I've posted and it didn't really look on brand. This is how you do it with these screenshots here in a nice image. So Len and Jackson, anything on the Facebook strategy? And then we'll let Jackson take it to finish here.
Man, I think you pretty much nailed it. I think that the only thing that I would have to say, just like Dave did on that promoting service post that you can see on the right side, man, if you can just manage to be consistent and stick a couple before and after photos of your service into a neighborhood group, maybe, you know, once every 2 weeks, just stick with that consistency. You will start to pick up some attention. You don't even need to make it a blatant advertisement. People will figure out who you are and who your company is. And communities and people like scrolling through Facebook, they love a good before and after photo. Like people are suckers for that. So if you're not directly marketing to them and you're just showing them something amazing that's happening in their community, you can rack up so many likes that way and get so many eyes on a post without actually directly advertising to them. They will figure out who you are, who your business is, and you can become popular in those neighborhoods through using a strategy like that. So
yeah, sometimes guys, I get ideas randomly and I'll give you one and it might be a dumb idea. Why aren't we posting in a Facebook group, guys? You can post a poll, right? And I would have 2 pictures. One on Canva has number 1 and I'd have another one, number 2. Each would have a before and after. I'd say, hello neighbors, I'm owner at this company. We're doing a vote. Which one do you like better? The before and after. Vote A, vote B. You could get a poll even popping off in these Facebook groups. Take it or leave it. But that's what we're talking about, guys. Kind of these out of the box marketing ideas that catch the attention and catch the eyes and will in turn create business for your own home service biz.
Yeah, and I love both of your points, and I kind of really want to drive this home. We mentioned social media. A lot of people are thinking virality, and I was on my daily walk yesterday, and I'm on the phone with my dad. And my dad, most of you won't know, he's been posting on TikTok for 3 years. He loves it. You know, he can't get enough of it. Doesn't have a big following, but it's just kind of a side hobby he loves to do. And he talks about, you know, I was listening to Gary Vee son on TikTok, and he's talking about virality and, you know, it's so easy to market nowadays. And I was like, Dad, let me just stop you there. Virality is great if you sell an online product or service. But what does it actually get you in regards to a home service business, in regards to a local business? A lot of you are like, I want to blow up on social media. If only I could get viral, if only more people knew about me. If let's say you did a before and after, which everybody loves to do, you get 1 million views on that. How many are actually going to use your service? How many are actually even in your service area? So instead of thinking, oh, I need to just put some before and afters, no call to action, no strategy behind it, just thinking views equal money. In our industry, it does not. That's where, again, we need to be using the Facebook group strategy, the before and afters. That whole idea is amazing. The only cap on this, guys, is just your creativity. And I know that you've had some like one-off crazy ideas. like even thinking about this, guys, another like maybe crazy idea is getting your wife's friends and your aunts and stuff to all start to post photos of your company branded up. Use these guys, love these guys, right? Hire your little undercover agents to go in there and just poke and prod. Hey guys, I'm looking for a power washing company. Your aunt's there. Who would you recommend? Boom, there you go. Like there's the creativity and the limit is only in your mind with that. But yeah, Dave, anything else? Jackson, anything else you'd like to add? I think yeah, go for it.
Yeah, real quick, just to add to your point there. I love that point, and I just want to nail that one home for everyone here. Don't focus on getting famous on Instagram or TikTok. Focus on getting famous in these little Facebook neighborhood groups.
Yeah.
That is the secret sauce right there to growing your business. And if you do the last webinar we had, we were talking about offline marketing strategies, that were essentially free. Today we're talking about online marketing strategies that are essentially free. And if you look at someone like Dave, he didn't turn on paid advertising until he was at around $500,000 in yearly revenue. And so if you can kill it in all of these sectors that we've been talking about in these webinars, these free ways to market your company, you can get to a pretty high level before you even have to throw any gasoline onto that fire. Like, you can really blow up your business if you learn these methods that we're teaching you and implement it into your company. You guys are going to do great, but you have to actually go out and do these things that we're talking about.
Yeah, so good. Guys, I'll tell you the buzzword, what we're getting at is something called vanity metrics, okay? And I want you, when you get on Zoom calls with marketing companies, they'll try and show you, oh, you got, Jackson, I got you, 100,000 impressions and I got this many eyeballs and we got this many shares. At the end of the day, a CEO is asking, what is my return on this investment? If I'm going in for $1,000 or $10,000 of paid ads, you better believe I want to get at least a 5x out of that and book 50K on my, 10K that I put in. So just, guys, be like smart business owners and don't get bamboozled with vanity metrics. You having 100K followers on Instagram, I would rather you have like 30 really good contacts on LinkedIn that are property managers and you pop off in some of these groups. That's going to have a better business than, oh, I have 100K on Instagram. So like, if it sounds cool with your buddies at the bar, like it's probably not going to be driving the business forward. So anyways, these are all stuff Jackson and I have messed up and figured out. So we're just serving up our combined experience as entrepreneurs in home services is now over 2 decades. So you don't have to take these, but we're just telling you, if you can save a lot of pain and mistakes we made and money we spent, take it and adapt it. That's why we're doing this.
Yep.
Yeah.
Let's
totally go. Ivan, good to see you, buddy.
Pumped. All right,
he's pumped. But that's where
go.
Oh yeah, we got one more thing. Never mind. No, you go for it. All
right, last one here. Coach Jackson, this is point 3A. Tell us what the heck Nextdoor is.
All right, if y'all haven't heard of Nextdoor, it is essentially a community app that a lot of like seniors and older citizens tend to be on, that own homes. Maybe 50, 55 plus people are on Nextdoor. It's like a little Facebook for their community. And so when we found out about Nextdoor, we were ecstatic. We're like, man, we love clients that are, 55. They don't want to get on their roof. They don't want to go clean their gutters. And they're all on here talking. They're all on here chatting. They love it when a raccoon knocks over the neighbor's trash can and they can comment on here about that. And so what you end up is with this really these strong little communities on Nextdoor. And so while we don't use it to actually advertise our business ourselves, we will ask, we're like, hey, did you enjoy your service today? If you get a client that like really loves you, and like, you know, those clients where they're like, they can't get enough, your office manager, they loved your technicians, they call you even, and they, before even writing a review, and they're like, those gentlemen who came to my house today were so good. That's who you want to ask for a Nextdoor review. You go to that client, you go, hey, are you on Nextdoor? Chances are, if they're 55 and they live in like an affluent community and they have raccoons, they're going to be on Nextdoor, just so they can chat about that kind of stuff. So you ask them, you go, hey, do you mind writing us a little testimonial on Nextdoor? And what that can turn into is a whole ton of leads, especially if that neighbor is respected in their community. We have absolutely blown up with leads from people recommending us on Nextdoor. So again, this isn't us getting on Nextdoor and saying, hey, this is Jackson with Mount Baker Window Cleaning. These are our past clients getting on there and saying, hey, they did a really great job today. I used them. Check them out. And I'll keep this pretty short here, but we have booked out for a complete month in one neighborhood. We've booked out for multiple weeks in other neighborhoods just because of one Nextdoor post, in each place.
Wow.
So incredibly powerful tool to utilize. And, I'd say if you're not doing this, or maybe you've done it a couple times, do it some more. Like, do this as much as you possibly humanly can. It is a really great tool to use.
Man, I'm just thinking, how can we get the raccoons decked in some Mount Baker swag,
Exactly.
That's awesome.
Quickly, Coach Jackson, Nextdoor, is there a cost to join this, just for the members who are new? Tell us a bit, what's the cost to do this?
Oh no, it's free.
It's totally free.
This is free. And asking a past client to post on it is absolutely free. All you guys need to do is just build up the courage to ask them.
Wow.
Yep. And I guess I'll piggyback off your point there, Jackson. We were in Nashville at the Huge Convention. It was awesome to see. Met some of you guys on here. Chatted with a whole bunch of new guys as well too, and it was great. During Tommy Mello's chat, again, his three-letter word, his favorite three-letter word was ask, and I think that's what the vast majority of you guys don't do. And I also think that leads into your confusion, the misdirection, the leads. Guys, you're simply not asking for reviews. You're not asking different people for help because you're getting in your own way. And that would be like a great thing. And again, we're going to drive this point home to you, why we exist, right? It's not a matter of like all the things you're doing wrong. It's a matter of what are the few things you don't know about because you haven't asked anybody that you should, can, and will be doing, but you just don't know, and you don't know what you don't know. And it's like, I heard this great analogy for anxiety, which and stress, and this is what the business is causing you. It's like, let's say you're dropped in the desert, right? So picture yourself, you drop in the middle of the desert and you're going to feel overwhelmed extremely quickly, right? Anxiety computes aimlessness. And we're not getting anxiety when we're dropped in that desert because we don't know which way to go. It's that there's too many ways to go. Every single way could lead you to civilization. Every single way, every single marketing company, every single Facebook ad, every single this, that, and the third could get you to where you want to go. Guys, guys and gals, I pray that we've simplified online marketing for you to remove that confusion, that chaos. Dave and Jackson, we were all down there at the Huge. I was hearing some crazy ideas and some different things, and guys I'm like, oh man, no, we can do more here. So hopefully this webinar, you found some value in it, and kind of that simplicity sake. And again, I'm going to drop my link in here. And guys, you notice we're not hesitant to ask. We know what we can do, and that's how confident you guys need to be when asking a client for a review. It's, guys, hop on a free phone call. You're speaking with me. You're not speaking with a robot. I'll drop it in the chat right now. Let's see if we can even help you out, because I already know almost each and every single one of you is struggling with leads. I know that's for a fact, and you guys are struggling with hiring. We've done this hundreds of times. Dave, do we want to? I know that we got an exciting announcement. Some know, some don't, but
let's do it. Two things, guys. QR code here. This gets you on the phone with Landon here. 20-minute call. You can see what we do at HSBC. I know some of you, we got clients on here right now that have drastically changed their business, which is incredible. And it's a funny industry you guys are in, because most of your competition would not be on a session like this. And it's just a one-way race to the bottom of who can charge the cheapest price to the homeowner. You know, we want to go Alex Hormozi style on this and go up market, build out a premium product, charge for that, and attract better clients. And so that's really what we do, is pattern interruption mentally, and show you actually how to be the CEO and not be a technician. And so there is a QR code there. You can get on the phone with us. We got some exciting announcements on the coaching front. But what I do want to put in to the chat is we have just launched a brand new HSBC club, we're calling it, and it's on a platform called School. And we've just embedded our sales and marketing boot camp inside there into School. So Landon will go ahead and drop an invite link here into our chat before we say goodbye. And then I'll tell you what our big announcement is. Jackson, Landon, and I, we rented out a pretty legit recording studio in Vancouver, and we cut videos for a full day of deep diving this stuff. How do you get leads? How do you run a sales process? A lot of this stuff we teach, and we wanted to release it for free to you guys, just as a bit of a teaser that you guys will see, holy smokes, these guys' free stuff is legit. I can only wonder what goes on in their program that's paid, where there's actually members collaborating and we're putting this stuff into place. So we've embedded the sales and marketing bootcamp inside of our School club. And I wanted to just show you guys on the camera here. I'll actually stop doing the screen share. We'll show you.
Yeah, give them a sneak peek, Dave. Don't leave
what we're giving away, guys. Drum roll. We're giving this away. Apple freaking AirPod. These aren't the cheap little, crappy ones. These are like legitimate. Like, I got the nice box here I'm holding. Like, I kind of want to keep them. We're going to give this away in the club, but you got to be in there. You get a free boot camp, and we get a giveaway for these AirPods. So those of you that are coming to Vancouver for our summit, our clients, you could win this. Those of you jumping on an airplane, taking the missus to Mexico for a Christmas break, these will be pretty sweet on an airplane. So we're going to be giving these away, guys, totally free, but you got to be in the club. Landon's got the link there in the chat. But outside of that, guys, I just wanted to say thank you for attending. We put this stuff on for free. The top 10% of you will actually take action and get on a phone call with Landon, and that's amazing. We have a business to run. That's also why we do these. But at the end of the day, a lot of you just need some information and need a bit of a kick in the rear end to say, think differently about your business and just watch what happens. Because when you think different, your actions change. And when your actions change, you create results. So Jackson, any last words before we say goodbye to these wonderful people, or even a gold nugget you want to end us with? Oh, you're just muted. Get that gold nugget back. Wind it back.
It's really helped me the other day, so I wanted to share it with y'all here. I just recently started golfing, right? And the other day I was having a golf lesson, and the guy goes, "Well, are you watching YouTube videos? Like, what do you do?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm watching all the YouTube videos, man. I watch them all." And he's like, "Man, like, there's probably too many voices in your head telling you what to do." And sometimes I feel like that in business. Like, there's all these people just like, "Oh, do this, do this, do this, do that." And I'm like, man, it's probably wrecking my golf swing right now, because I'm trying to do all these things at once, listening to a million different people. So my advice to you guys is pick a couple people that you can listen to and go with that. You don't need a million people trying to tell you what to do. There's too much of those distractions going on in the crazy world of technology that we live in. If you pick us, we're stoked on that. If you don't, great. You're at least trying to do something. So whatever you do, if you happen to end up with us, we're happy to help. I wake up every day just excited to be here and to be helping people. We genuinely enjoy it. So pleasure to see you all on this call, and I hope you're able to gain a couple things from here.
Yeah, guys, amazing stuff. Well, thanks, Jackson. Thanks, Landon. Guys, we'll wrap there. This may be our last webinar for the year. We're going to be busy working with our members and planning out the summit. But like I said, the club does exist. Check out that link. Come on, see if you win the AirPods. We would love to pop these in the mail and get one of you lucky viewers on today rocking these headphones. And just want to thank everyone. We hope we were able to bring some value to everybody today. And we'll also circulate a recording just through our email list here of members. So we'll get our team on that, cut the recording, and that'll probably come out like early next week, maybe even latest this week. So you got it for the weekend.
Yeah, absolutely. And everybody, like Dave, before everybody leaves, why don't we show the club? Like, I would love for them to maybe even see, because maybe you're hesitant. Like, it's a free club with a community and extremely high video quality. Like, jumping in the classroom here, just so that they can see kind of some of the quality. Like, that's the quality you guys we're laying out for you.
Yeah.
Okay. And it's free. So I mean, come on. Like,
yeah.
What are we doing? You know, punching your info, and we'll see you on the other side. But great to be with everybody. It was awesome. And yeah, wish you guys all the best in the coming months. I've already had a couple people looking through here. You can see there. So it's just like, that's awesome. We'd love to see those initiative and action takers. Hope to catch you on my schedule this week, next week, or sometime in the future.
Take care, everybody. Thanks again. We'll see you next time.
Take care, guys. Bye.